offering you the chance to purchase from a small selection of drinks and snacks from our boat bar. You'll find the price list and full details in the rear of the Voyager magazine. We accept payment in UK sterling or euros and credit card payments above the value of £5.
Offering protection to imperiled strangers is an ancient cultural practice, deeply bound to traditions of hospitality. But during periods of social and economic crises, this spirit of openness may readily yield to moral panic. Although asylum seekers represent a small percentage of migrants seeking residence in Britain each year, the asylum seeker occupies centre stage in media portraits of the causes of social crises, from unemployment, cutbacks in housing, to crime.
Every year, over 100 million people go through passport control to get into Britain. Most are welcome and legal. Many are not.
As capital flows with accelerating speed across national boundaries, migrants are confronted with mounting xenophobia and militarised borders with heavily armed border guards. The asylum seekers' presence in the UK also reaffirms the public fantasy of the state as compassionate and generous, yet firm in separating the genuine from the so-called bogus cases.
At home and abroad, their job is to seek out the lawbreakers and imposters who don't have a right to be here. They are the UK Border Force.
When you ask me to talk, I will shut my mouth. When you ask me to see, I will close my eyes. When you ask me to cry, I will laugh madly. When you ask me to move, I will be a statue. I am safe now. I am happy now. I am paralyzed as you like it, because then only you are safe.
This story maps the world of asylum seekers in a town in northeast England, one of many sites where the British government began dispersing asylum seekers in the early years of 2000. 10 women asylum seekers and 2 women academics set out to create a picture of safe zones and danger zones that asylum seekers navigate as they find their way in the communities where they have been placed. The stories of the women were varied, with some fleeing persecution from their governments and others seeking deliverance from local forms of coercive control. They were journalists, nurses, teachers and mothers from Africa, South Asia and the Middle East. Many left children behind when they fled, while others took young ones in tow. Still others were single women without family support of any kind.
It's really difficult, it's really hard if you have to leave your country, your home, your friend, your mom, everything. But you are not safe in your country, so you have to go. You have to start a very hard and sometimes difficult journey. Some people have lost their lives in this journey.
Lacking the papers or documentation required by border officials, asylum seekers rely on their storytelling capacities. Even with fragments of documentation, asylum seekers rely on the persuasive power of their personal testimonies to move official listeners. But the bar for state sympathies continually rises.
You all are from different countries. Whatever experiences you have brought with you, it is time to explore your own. Once the speaker invited, she broke the silence.
This is my home.
Public places often offer more protection than domestic spaces, with officials often entering the homes of asylum seekers without notice. Parks, libraries and refugee centres are places of sanctuary, places where women of different backgrounds can gather and feel a sense of belonging and community.
We can see how the water comes up, goes down, and then the pressure comes up again. It's symbolic to the women in a sense that when they've been pushed down by the system, they fight and fight to stay up. They fight and fight to come up again. They fall, but they get up again and rise. Open Door is a place where every woman feel home. They feel like they belong. They feel like, you know, they're involved in things. Because when I was thrown out from my accommodation, left outside with no family, no friend, I came to them crying. And they offer me accommodation. Every week they're giving me food. So, which Home Office is not doing for people. They don't care whether you're woman or man. They just throw you out and they don't care what you do. But Open Door is here. It's like a hope for everyone. People come here and get comfort from them. They're really nice. I wonder what people like me can do without Open Door.
So they're a source of hope, just like the refugee council was.
That's why every Tuesday I like coming here. When I'm here, I feel belong. Yeah, I feel belong. They make me feel important, like I'm a human being. Yeah.
Cream cleanser.
With state resources directed toward fortifying borders, policing and detention centres, refugee centres carry more of the burden of material support. Prevented from working for wages, many asylum seekers volunteer in order to feel a part of their communities.
Have you got polish? Or do you need polish?
Yeah, I need polish. Thank you.
Polish, yeah. Sit.
Thank you.
At any point in the process, asylum seekers can be sent to a detention centre without being informed of the reasons for their removal. Only a small percentage of asylum cases are granted, but most do not return to their home countries even when their cases are rejected. Denied asylum seekers are caught between a rock and a very hard spot.
For me, it's the worst place to this town. I hate this place.
And what is that place?
It's a police station. Yeah, because you can't. But I think any asylum seeker will not like them. Most of them, because all the time you go there, it's 50-50. You can be detained, you can be free. So every 2 weeks, I don't sleep if I'm going to sign.
You go there and they say to you, do you still live at the same address? Of course I do, because you gave me the accommodation, you know. But then it's crazy. Up to today, I haven't seen any reason as to why asylum seekers go and sign at the police station. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, we do it, you know, because we comply, you know, because it's like you have to. The next minute they say, oh, if you don't sign, you lose your support, you know, lots of threatening remarks. Next thing, she was taken to a removal center, and I got hold of her 2 days later. I was detained, I was handcuffed. I slept in a cell that night, she said, and the next day I was then taken to the removal center, and she's been there since. We have absolutely no news. We know that she's still at the removal center, and we have minimal contact with her because obviously she's there inside, we're outside. I mean, there is a petition that is going round where people are signing a petition for her.
Please give us a signature. It's for one of the women that we started in detention.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she was taken on Wednesday.
That's as far as it goes, really. It's like we haven't got much power being outside. We can't really do much, to be honest.
Wake up. Sun is rising, birds are singing. The moon is not dark, the sky are free. Breezes are coming through the river Tees. They have brought secrets. Wake, wake, wake up. Glamour is at your door. Send your tears away. Let us see the world through the Milky Way.